How do you know when you're losing interest in your business? Right? Now, before we begin, this video is not to be confused with quitting and giving up because you feel like it's taking long for you to succeed. This video is to validate your feelings, your instincts, and your gut, and learning how to trust it, and knowing when quitting doesn't always mean ending. Quitting doesn't always mean giving up. Sometimes quitting is necessary to go to the next step. Sometimes you may have outgrown the stage that you're in, and in order to flourish and go to the other stage in life, you may need to quit something. So quitting always isn't a bad thing. All right? So first thing I'll say, you can tell when you're losing passion when it starts to feel like a job. When you have your business, depending on the level that it is, even if it's, a big one, when you feel like it's becoming a job, like how you would wake up and feel like you were going to your 9 to 5, then okay, I need to do something here. Either you probably need to change the business, or if it is in your gut that you need to leave it, move on to something else, then probably that's what you need to do. You also need to give yourself grace to know that whatever you leave, you can come back to. Whatever you leave, you can always start over. Whatever it is that you have going on and you end it, you can always come back to it. Regardless of, what you think other people might think, it's genuinely possible to come back to it. And we have to be okay with that sometimes. So when that business starts feeling like a job, it's okay to say, all right, something needs to change here. I need to fix something. And then when you start feeling like you don't want to leave it because you didn't leave your job, that's how I always feel. Like I was at my job, I wanted to be loyal to it. And then it's the same thing with my business. I want to hold on to it because, I have loyal customers and I want to keep doing this. But at what point do you realize that you're continuously doing this, knowing that the end result that other people might think you want, or the end result that you started with, isn't the result that you want right now? Knowing that the result that other people wanted for you, or the result that you may have wanted in the beginning, isn't what you want right now. It's sitting down, analyzing the business, and realizing that, wow, maybe that long-term success that you had in the beginning, it is possible because you're seeing it being done all over. It is possible it's happening to everybody, but maybe you're not seeing it for yourself anymore. Not because it's not possible, but because deep down that you're not willing to give that much into the business to make it to that level, because that's not what you want to do anymore. Does that make sense? Like, in order to make something successful to the point that you're making millions or making a couple, $1,000 a month, you have to be willing to put that type of work in. Sometimes after a while we realize that that would be nice, but I don't think I want to give this. I don't think I'm going to give this passion or this business of mine that much energy anymore to take it to that level. Right now I want to give something else my energy to take it to that level. It's understanding that, because what may happen is you might take it to that level and you might end up being miserable. Even if you make the money, you might still end up being miserable because you don't want to give that your 100, but then that's what took off. So it makes sense to don't waste your time anymore and go off into the direction that you need to pivot. Go into the direction that you needed to go. Because I think the greatest thing in life is knowing yourself, acknowledging your feelings, acknowledging what you're going through, understanding it, accepting it, and just letting go when you need to. Hardest thing. But just doing that, especially in business, because sometimes we have these businesses for long times. I did. I had mine for like 3 years, and then in the beginning, I was like, okay, I want this to go to a certain level, and then as time progressed and I went on, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to give this my 100% anymore to take it to that level, you know, that, oh, I want to see it in stores, or oh, I want to see it. I don't think I'm going to do that. It's going to always be, you know, small. I don't think I'm going to give it that 100% to get it to that level. And then realizing that that is okay, and it is time for you to progress so you can evolve as a person, and your career can evolve, and financially I can evolve. So it resulted in me being okay, like I need to cut ties with this, pivot, do something, because I need to evolve. And right now we're going around in a circle. Sometimes we, like, it's like a dream, like you're seeing yourself making money in the business, but you also see yourself if you start seeing yourself making money other ways, that means your focus isn't there anymore. And remember, it is 2022, or whichever year you're watching this. Your gut feeling is something that we need to trust. And if your gut, your instincts is telling you that it is time to do something, then it's time. Regardless of what people around you might say, regardless of what, you know, just regardless of what's going on, sometimes you have to trust your gut and do what you need to do. So even if you're in your business and you feel like, oh my gosh, like I started something here, I want to finish it, finishing it just might mean pivot and go somewhere else. It doesn't mean like that you're ending it. So if you're in business right now and you feel like you need to move on to something else, it's okay to do that. And it's also okay to know that maybe if I want, I can pick this up back, and that's completely fine as well. But just remember that honoring yourself is something that you should do, because sometimes when we don't honor ourselves and trust our instincts, that's when things go bad. You know, it's all about how we feel in here sometimes. So yeah, one more thing is that when you start feeling like you don't like it anymore, that's another thing. Like when you start not liking it, like, oh my gosh, this thing that I used to be super passionate about, in love with, want to do all the time, it's like a chore. It's like I have to pull myself out of the bed to do what I'm supposed to do toward the business. Then it's time. Thanks for watching.